everything is about us educating, building businesses, growing, creating an economy, giving back.
Welcome back for the third time, Knox.
Oh, you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh, that looks good.
Come on, man.
Can I get one?
I'm not sure why you wanna have sex with me.
Very Italian.
He died and then he went to the
It
captain.
was like a stump somewhere.
They should listen.
Yeah,
play ball.
It
could be yours. Just
Alright. Whatever you need to tag me on, whatever. We're on Instagram, but I'm never really on it. Facebook is always the one I dominate because that's what really makes me money. But you should be able to tag Danétrik on Instagram if you need to do that.
Danetriks.
Yep. Might be apostrophe on Instagram. I'm not sure. I really need to check my Instagram.
Yeah, we're the same.
Man, I do not like Instagram.
It's a bunch of spam stuff.
It feels like dumbed down Facebook.
Yeah, agreed.
And not as local, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, we've definitely got our local audience from Facebook.
We used to do that app where we could share it to both, and it was always a ton of spam stuff, man. Just a ton of spam stuff.
Yeah, you get all the bots on Instagram too. Yeah, it's pretty silly. Like, I'm sure there's a great way to use it, depending on industry-wide.
I haven't found it yet. Years I've tried them. I'm like, I don't know about this.
Well, let's dive in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are in beautiful downtown Rockford today with OD of Danétriks.
Danétrik.
Okay. So starting off, something I was wondering since I heard about you guys is where'd the name come from?
So the name, picture behind me. So that's my younger brother I lost October 2020. So I wanted his name to live on. So my mom created that name out of the blue. So because I'm older than him by a few years, so she ran it by me when I was young, and we just figured it was a name that just kind of stuck out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wanted to keep his name moving on and living on, so we went with his name.
Danétriks. Cool. I gotta be honest, when I first heard it, I thought it was like a mix of Danica Patrick's.
Is she from around this area, right?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Was he into like design or clothing? Or
So no, he was more of a he was a really big music guy. Like he was like he played like 7 different instruments. He was a producer. He could sing. He could rap. So he was really into that. Creative wise, that was his thing. So he was bold. Some things he did when he was a kid, we was, me and my mom were like, wow. Like he would just do bold things like that. So his name is, it's really, he was just a man that was into a lot of different stuff. I don't think he cared as much about clothing per se, but creative wise, yes.
An artist.
Yes, definitely an artist. So
very cool. That's a cool origin story.
Backstory.
How did you get into the, specifically, I guess, talk about your shop in general, what you guys do?
Okay, so I say 2019, I kind of like, I've always been trying to get into business. I've always been into like entrepreneurship. I come from that. My dad owns like 3 different places. So 2019, I started. What I tried to start was like a security. As I told y'all before, I've been a bouncer for 8 years. So I tried to start a security company, and I created these shirts with our original. I don't know if you ever saw our original logo, but it was bar hands. And I created the shirt. And I was wearing the shirt, working, this and that, trying to create this thing. And people kept coming up to me. They're like, "Hey, can we just get that on the shirt?" I'm like, "What you talking about? The security shirt?" They were like, "No, just the logo on the shirt." And I'm like, I'm like, man, I'm not trying to. I remember first time, I'm like, I ain't trying to sell no clothes. I'm trying to start a security company here. So eventually, I just wound up talking to my girlfriend at the time. I wound up talking to her. I'm like, what should we try, see what happened? And so we were like, we thought about it, and it was like around fall. So it was like, we'll just do a hoodie because it's around the hoodie season or whatever. We all like hoodies. So I made a hoodie, and she was the first prototype for it, and it just kind of blew up. I mean, it blew up. I had orders just, at the time I was outsourcing, so I'm not making anything. I'm outsourcing, I'm waiting, I'm taking the orders on a spreadsheet, trying to keep track of everything, stuff like that. So 2020 kind of one spring and everything hit with COVID, kind of set us back a little bit. And I was like, all right, well, I don't know if I still want to do this with that. I'll go a different route, whatever. And then I made a decision to do it. I finally got back to the decision that following fall of 2020. I was like, I'll do it again. And it blew up again. I'm like, okay, all right, we have some. So my wife finally convinced me to do a website. We did a website. Sales were good. We were doing this. And then I remember at the time, I stopped bouncing. And I had nothing else. I'm always used to having 2 and 3 jobs and all of that, just, always doing a lot of different stuff. And she come to me and she was like, we should open up a store. And I remember her saying that when she was going to come to me, she was going to have like a whole like argument ready for why we should do it or whatever. And I was instantly like, yeah, that's it. I was I couldn't, it was like something, because I like challenges. So I'm like, yeah, let's open up a store. Why not? What do I got to lose or whatever? I'd rather us fail from trying than not doing anything at all. So yeah, we just decided to open up the store.
That's the key right there. Because you either win and you make money, or you learn.
It's really that. There's no loss in that whole situation. Exactly. Like you said, you're gonna learn. So it was weird. I would tell you, we announced it in like my birthday of June 26th. We announced it on my birthday that we're gonna do
my
it.
Birthday.
Oh, really? Yeah. We share the same birthday. All right, cool. So yeah, we announced it on my birthday. It was like the same day we like signed the lease and everything or whatever. And this place was just a mess. Just just a lot of stuff going on. You know how it is when you start something. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And so I'm new to this. So I would say all of July and August was just head spinning, because you're trying to still keep sales from your online, and same token you're spending all this money to get this place going or whatever. So we opened it. There's a lot of changes, a lot of differences, and it's been rolling. And the craziest part was it solidified our online. So our online sales have really increased. Our custom model has really increased. So though we have our own brands, that's not really what we do as much no more. I wear my own brand for my own personal thing. I sell a few of those, but most of everything else is all custom. People, whatever they want and stuff like that. So that's really how the business has taken off. And then with the storefront, we were able to have the boutique and bring in other designers, which took a while too. I thought we would have designers the minute we opened, and there was a lot of red tape to get through that, to get the process right for that. So it's all kind of starting to roll. We got about 5 designers in here / vendors, because we got other products with it too. So
what was the original design logo that
so it was the bar hands one. Okay. So my wife, I call it, she is a genius technically. She tested as a genius. So she helped me design the first logo. So it was bar hands. I would have to show you one day. I'll probably send you pictures of it. It was bar hands. And then I remember having a conversation where people were like, I want to wear your stuff, but I can't wear anything that says bar in it. So I think following year I went from bar hands to buy OD brands. And then finally, before we got the corporation paperwork and everything set up that way, we went to just OD brands for that. So OD brands was what it started also. Danétrik is actually the first doing business as. So that's what the story is. But my corporation is OD brands, because I always knew that I wanted to do other things too. I wanted to get involved with investing in other stuff. So yeah, so it was bar hands, by OD brands, and now it's just OD brands. So
cool. That's this hat.
Yeah, your hat. Yep. So that's the latest logo. That was the one that kind of made us more than just because we get sales in other states and stuff like that. So it made us more than just local, because I think people, I don't know how they looked at it as buy OD brands about wearing my stuff. So when we changed it to that kind of changed up a lot of stuff too. So
you were saying online is doing well. Is that a lot local? Is that where's that coming from?
Everywhere, man. Everywhere now. Because what happened was mostly local though. People that I knew moved to other places, and people saw things that they were wearing. I got family in different spots all over the country, so they buy this and that, their friends buy, and then, we got some girl in Minnesota who has bought hundreds of items, hundreds of apparel from us and stuff like that, as far as in dollar amount. So yeah, she's like one of our loyal customers, and we value each. So that's why I say our sales mix of new to old customers is always old customers. It's like 60-40. They just keep, when we get new stuff, they just keep coming back to us. So we're blessed in that matter. So yeah, we got a few people that just in other states that just deal with us like that. So, and I would say that'd be the outreach of Facebook. They know us, they see us on Facebook, and they follow us, and it just works out, you know.
Yeah, that's honestly how we got started, is Facebook. Like, that's probably the same case with 90-something% of all small businesses.
Nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, free advertising. Obviously, you can put some money into it. Most businesses can, but yeah, it's free and it gets the word out. And then not only people who are on Facebook see it, but their friends
see it.
will be talking about it, of course.
And that's what happens. Somebody will post about it and tag us, and their friend will hit them up, and they're like, "How do I get in touch with this guy?" I think last month we had our best month. I know we're obviously young, but in November we had a really good month. So and there was just a lot of people that just like, "Oh, I saw you made a shirt for my one buddy," and there's just a lot of that. Just putting yourself out there. I tell people, they're like, "How do you get to this point?" I'm like, "Man, I put myself out there. I show my work. We deliver hundreds of shirts to people, so there's no more of." Like, cause I know in the beginning people were like, "Are they serious? Is this a real thing?" But then once you get the store, and then you got a system, and then you got, you know, everything's legit, they're like, "Oh no, he's for real." So, you know, things like that happen. So, and it's fun. The process is fun, creating new things, new avenues. Like, we just dropped the app. It was last Thursday, I believe. It's on Google Play now. Waiting on, it's still in the process for iOS, Apple Store. So I believe the plan for that is once it gets to iOS, we're gonna make a sponsored commercial for it, because I wanted everybody to know about it. So
yeah. So you guys have a website currently and an app?
yeah. So website, we've had the online site for a while. Then we got the app that just dropped. So the app is actually, we changed the website before we did the app. So we made the website faster. What we noticed was we got a lot of orders from like invoicing, because we would invoice everybody. We noticed that people weren't buying as much off our website. So we went and redid the website and made it more efficient. And like the website's been, sales have really jumped in the last, I think we changed it about 2 weeks ago. And so that's been a big thing. And then the app is even more fast. It's more efficient. It's quicker. So the app is the push I'm trying to get everybody to do. That way we can, you know, when sales come out, we had to do is send a notification through the app. Hey, there's a new sale of this 30% off. Send that through and go from there. That way all our customers won't be lost. Because some people say, "Oh, well, I didn't see it on Facebook, this and that." And that's fair, because they don't. They might not for the algorithm. So yeah, that's exciting. The app was something I had to keep quiet about it, because, you know, it was in the works for the last month here, but I was excited when I first got that on there. So
who made that for you? Did you guys do that yourself?
we outsourced it. It's certain companies. If some of you interested, I'll send you the info. There's certain companies that just do your they build the program for you and go from there. You just pay them monthly to get it done. So
that's a great idea. Yeah, it's like you said, sometimes they're not seeing the Facebook, they're not really getting notifications from the website. So you just got their email, maybe.
Exactly, especially our old, our loyal customers, where they're like, "Well, I didn't know that you had this certain item. I was waiting on it to go on." So we've had that happen, and I would like our loyal customers, people who sign on the app, to be able to first to see that and get whatever they need to get for that price. So it was something to just kind of show loyalty and be able to, you know, message and let them know when something's good. So I thought it was like, it's just a great tool. As we noticed, like, people aren't per se going to websites no more. They're more or less got an app or something like that. So Amazon, that's an app. I mean, most people got that downloaded as an app. Nobody really orders it off of just going to the website. So
yeah, Amazon is always a great model to look up to.
Yeah,
whatever they're doing.
You just kind of, they made that move. Why wouldn't that work for me? You know.
Yeah. With the faster checkout, for sure. I know that is a big.
Maybe one day I can be next day like that. I don't know how they do it. Good Lord, next day shipping and all that. It's just, ooh, that's expensive.
You need some warehouses.
Oh my God, they got everything online. But hey, they started out, you know, in their garage. You know, they did like me and my wife do, where we packing everything ourselves and sending everything out. So hey, you start somewhere. You know, it's an everyday grind. That's the best part about it. So
with your guys' designs, are you guys creating making those yourselves? Those are being outsourced currently?
The designs for ours, or just any design we do?
Yeah, I guess any of the designs that you're selling. Do you guys print anything yourselves?
So yes. So our actual design was created by us. As far as in like our certain brands and stuff like that, we actually, outside of our boutique stuff, which is like more women-based stuff, we make everything else. As far as in the designers, they provide us with their stuff. Some of them do. We actually have a deal with the newest designer we got, Danétrik, who will be doing some of his work for him too. So he had provided us with stuff, and then we're gonna do some of his work for him too. That way he can create more options and stuff like that. So yeah, any way we can help our designers, we can go from there. One of our designers has more intricate stuff. We don't do like some of the stuff is like, if you know all about the print and pressing, is like sublimation. So we don't do that, but if he ever asked and it was something we can do, yes, we would definitely do that for him too. So yeah.
So what methods do you guys use right now?
So ours is, of course, we do vinyl. One of the things that we do that's very new is similar to screen printing. Down the line, we want to get it into screen printing, but ours is called direct to film. So it looks like screen printing and direct to garment. It's very similar to that. Except you just kind of do the sheet and then you press it onto the clothing, whatever. So you're able to do like pictures and colors and stuff like that. But I would say when you're talking about certain designs, screen printing is just a little bit more durable for it. So it just lasts a little bit longer when it comes to that. So that's why we thought about doing it. But screen printing doesn't allow you to do as many options that we can do with our direct to film. So, because most people with screen printing, you got to do like 20 at a time of the same thing, maybe different shirts, but the same thing. With us, no, you can have all these different options for it and this and that, So that allows us, and a lot of people like, well, you can put pictures and things. This would be direct to film. So it looks more like screen printing. It's just not quite as durable long term wise. So.
And they're getting printed individually, so you don't have to do like.
Exactly. So we don't have minimums. And now when we did our business, with the business plan, when we did our business plan, we wanted to make sure that like anybody that was in the position that I was in 2 years who wanted to start a brand or whatever, they could test their brand. They don't have to go and buy 40 shirts before they know that they sell. They can say, all right, well, I'll market research. I'll buy 2 shirts, this and that. Now, when you do over 10 shirts with us, you get a bulk discount. So that's how we do it with that. So we're not stopping you from ordering 5 shirts, but it does benefit you to order more shirts.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
always give the price break.
Exactly. All right. And so that's kind of like now a lot of our business, especially last month, more and more actual businesses and stuff like that, they started to see that we were making more than just our brand, because a lot of people didn't notice that we were just doing more than our brand. So now we got a lot of business orders off of that. People starting their own companies, doing their own thing, looking for a new vendor to take care of their stuff. So we were blessed with that last month on top of the normal Christmas sale.
Yeah, almost everywhere's got uniforms.
Exactly. So, and we do like foundations, family reunions, all these type of things we can do. People, we don't limit anything when it comes to that.
What's like the most, what's a really large order do you guys have?
The largest order, technically, we met somebody through UW Health, and we made, the first order was like 60 shirts off the bat, and then between that and more, we did over 100 shirts for them.
How long does it take to do like 60 shirts?
Oh my God. We've gotten better. So, I mean, I can do 30 shirts a day if I need to. Like, it's not really, as we've done this, we've gotten more efficient with the way we handle our orders. So yeah, we can easily do 30 to 40 shirts a day if need be. We still, let the customer know that it could take a certain amount of time just in case. Most of the time, our biggest issue with this whole business is shipping and receiving. So we can place an order and it might take a certain amount of days to get to us. So it's always waiting on UPS, FedEx, United States Postal Service to get to us. So that's one of our biggest issues when it comes to this business. But as far as the efficiency of the work, then,
As soon as it gets here, it gets done.
We get it done. Yeah, I don't play around. I'm really good. That's why I don't also do rush orders neither, because I don't want to jump somebody who ordered, from me.
Right.
And I've heard and did the market research of like different companies who do rush orders. So what happens is when somebody pays you a little extra to do a rush order, you're pushing somebody in the back order. I value all my customers the same.
Yeah.
So I would say, hey, it takes 7 to 10 business days to get it done. It's not 9 times 10 is sooner. And we've had issues. Things got caught in shipping. We do discounts if something gets messed up because I like to stick to those dates. But I don't want to be a situation where you got 2 shirts, but you got 100 shirts. And because you got 100 shirts, I'm valuing it over 2 shirts. No, you're both the same.
Right.
So.
Yep. Customer's customer.
Exactly. Because there was a point where I was only selling like, 5 shirts a week or whatever I was doing at the time. I remember it was weeks I didn't get sales at one point in 2019. So it's like I'm going to value every customer the same. So I felt like that was the best way. That's why I refuse to do rush, because I just don't want to jump somebody else,
So we have like a vinyl and printing and shirt guy. Like he does our labels for us. He did like our wraps on our vehicles.
Oh, sweet.
Our walls, and he does the shirts and stuff as well. And I was talking to him recently. He was saying vinyl is kind of a nightmare to get right now, and shirts are in limited supply. Like I don't know if he was saying you can get like the larger sizes or just the smaller ones. But as far as supply issues, have you guys had problems with that?
We actually waiting on a vinyl order. Now it was a special vinyl we used for our new designer. We collabed, and we're gonna be doing a printing for him. So it's like a lifted vinyl. So it's beautiful. It's a very nice design. And it was supposed to be here. What's that, Monday? So it was supposed to be here last Thursday. So we're just things happening like that, especially during the holiday times. Like he said, with supplies. As far as in shirts, it hasn't been that big of an issue. Typically, we can get like t-shirts and long sleeves quick. Hoodies take a little longer, especially around now. They typically take a little bit longer from who we order from. The company we mostly deal with either comes out of California or Pennsylvania. So most of the time we're good. Only just one vinyl, but we've been pretty good. We do pretty good at knowing our shipping times and our completion times when it comes to these orders. So.
Do you guys do different quality of shirts? Do you have like?
Yes. We prefer, no disrespect, I'm just gonna start with that caveat from anybody who uses like Gildan. We prefer not to use lower quality material like that. Gildan is cheaper, thus people can get higher profit margins from it, but its durability is really low. It feels really crappy, so we like pretty much do higher graded stuff. We refuse to do certain stuff because certain companies will not work well with our pressing machine, so it won't even do what it's supposed to do like it's supposed to do. So everything we do is our hoodies, like our special brands, we use only a certain hoodie model. We don't do anything low. We just quality is everything, I think, and I think that's the reason why we got a lot of returning customers, because they're like, these guys are gonna give us good quality, and if it's bad, we can let them know that it was terrible, and they either discount whatever we do in that position. So and nothing's gonna be perfect. You're gonna have issues with that and stuff like that. But I think I focus in on quality, because now when we started pressing and making our own stuff, I was able to fully control my brand and what we put out here. Because before, I would outsource everything, and then it was just like, it was kind of messed up. And then you're like, I don't even know how to deal with that situation. But when I control, I'm like, oh, wait, hold on, what happened? How can we fix this? So, yeah.
Were you saying that you guys were getting an embroidery machine?
That is the goal. The goal, next 3 to 6 months, that's my goal. Because that would help us with, because a lot of businesses like to just do embroidery stuff. I'm not able, like the hat you got, that was from my previous outsource thing I did. So I didn't extend that line or polos like I wanted to, because we don't have an embroidery, and I want to be able to control that whole lineup when we do it. So yeah, that's definitely something I really want to do down the line. Screen printing first, though. We're going to probably get into that first, and then we'll get the embroidery machine.
Yeah, it sounds like a big step and expensive machine.
Yeah, so the embroidery machine is, from my research so far, is I don't want to get anything too small, and I don't want to get anything too cheap. I want it to be like top of the line, high grade stuff, like the stuff we got now. We spent a little bit extra money just starting off, but we knew long term it was going to benefit us. Screen printing, we don't have to get the best of the best, it's just about the size of it, really, from what my understanding of the screen printing part. You know, if it grows, then we could do more. Certain designs look better with screen printing and stuff. Like one of our designers, a lot of his stuff was screen printed, and as I discussed with him, we just think it looks better with screen printing. So we can't necessarily make everything far as in he would still have to outsource and bring that product in. But I like to be honest with my designers and people I'm dealing with about how we do stuff. So.
Yeah, as far as like the quality thing you were saying, I definitely agree that higher quality is the way to go because you're advertising your own product and your skills and them. There's a few cases I would say where like you can go with the cheap option, like if it's like a mud volleyball team,
right?
You know what I mean? Something like that. It's like pretty much some throwaway shirts or swag, but definitely overall higher quality.
Right. And with certain designs, because my wife does a lot of the software design work. You could decide which is going to look best. And after doing so many shirts, you kind of know, like, all right, do we go with the DTF? Do we go with the vinyl here? What's going to be the most durable here? And that's just something we sit down and just, like, discuss and how we break down each shirt or whatever. Because a lot of our orders are just, like, people like, well, can you just put this on there? And so we design something, and then we go from there. And I think I always said I wanted to give people the choice. Like, I didn't want to just tell them what they should buy. I give them the choice, and people like the variations that we can do where we're like, all right, well, you can do this in whatever color, whatever design you want to do, as long as it's reasonable to do it. You know, some designs, like people like, with our machine, we can't do like glow in the dark or something like that. That's a certain machine and certain design level that you have to get that type of stuff. But yeah, it's all fun because like I would have knew none of this stuff. I didn't know any of this stuff a couple years ago. But every day we're like looking, all right, the details, our websites. Oh my God, if you saw our first variation compared to now, it's just you work. I tell people stop trying to be like 20% better the next day, 1% each day. Just get better a little bit each day. You're gonna learn. At the time, you just all right, cool. I did all this. That's nice.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
And you know how that goes. Yeah, y'all understand how that goes, right? You just get better. You know what I mean? I saw y'all setting up the equipment. I mean, y'all knew what y'all was doing. Was it like that when you first started?
Hell no.
Trust, I understand when I open these doors and I'm like, what goes where? What do? I don't know. Like, how much is this? Like, now I can sit down and do the computer work with my wife. When we first opened out, I'm like, I don't know. What's she doing? None of that.
A big part of it, man. It's just starting and figuring stuff out, you know. You're going to have to keep learning throughout the process. Absolutely. No matter what you pick to do, you know.
And as long as you're willing to learn. A lot of people want to start things and I know everything off the back. I'm like, guys, man, it's just so much. It's not, if you're not willing to learn and grow, then you really don't want to do this entrepreneur thing at all.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, if you're a prideful person, it ain't gonna work out.
Oh my God, we've had some. We wanted to do some business with certain people, and it's kind of hard to work with people you can't really fully communicate with. And we have a standard. I had issues where I had to, my dad is an entrepreneur, and I had to talk to him because he's a very strict with his business. Everything has to be on point. And I go to him when I need some certain advice, and he said, stick to your standard because that's the reason why you got where you got, because you have a standard. You want to do business a certain way. I don't put anybody's product out here that's, if it's not, it has to be tagged right. It has to be done right. It has to be in the system right. It has to be, everything matters for when you walk in the store. Like, oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Everything's the way it's supposed to be. So
yeah, it's all very procedural.
Exactly.
Yeah. It does look great in here, by the way.
Thank you.
We'll take some shots and throw them up.
Thank you. Good. I just got the other exhibit up. I was working on that before y'all got here. I need to get in here tomorrow morning. I need to sweep and mop in here. It gets a little dusty in here.
And you were saying this was an old Japanese restaurant?
Yeah, it was called Kuma's. So actually, like I said, the owners of the building were the original people, and then they sold it. I actually know Kuma herself, so she they had it. Again, it was a real. I guess they sold it and moved to like Naperville. I guess they had one in Naperville too. So they was running that up there. So and a lot of people when they come in, they remember downtown. I didn't know much about downtown until after we got down here. I didn't realize how big downtown's really growing. People are new businesses.
Yes, it is.
I think it's been like maybe 6 businesses open since we got here. All of us have started down here, and we're just trying to grow downtown again. Stroll on State was amazing. Like, everybody was just telling me how well they did. The business owners down here for the most part, man, we all supportive of each other. We really are. So, you know, when
definitely its own community.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, man. We've met so many of the business owners down here. Actually, one of our racks up front is from the lady down the street, from 510 Threads or whatever, Sandy. She's been very nice to us, very helpful to us. We met a few of the business owners down there. You know, when I get a chance, I've tried to go, because they're typically open the same days we're open. So I try to go, and most people downtown are closed on Mondays. So that's kind of like a thing down here, to be closed on Mondays for some reason. But I said if we grow, then I would think about opening it up on Monday. But it is kind of a good thing to kind of come and get a lot of back of house stuff done on a Monday. So
yeah, and if everyone else is kind of closed,
yeah,
it makes sense.
It was like Veterans Day. I made a bad decision on not being closed that day. Everybody else was closed downtown, so we came in for like 2 hours. And it was a really bad decision because my wife's a vet. So it was like, okay, I really should have just... So we like came in...
Sometimes you get a little over your head.
Yeah.
It happens, man.
Somebody had came in here and it was like, yeah, everybody's closed but y'all. And I'm like, oh, okay. So
we're the jerks working on Veterans Day.
So I talked to my wife and I'm like, we were open maybe an hour and a half. I was like, we should probably close today, you know, for your day. And then we went and had dinner or whatever. Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's something I'm gonna know. So I'm moving forward. I'm gonna make sure I'm closed on the day, especially to respect her because she was a vet. She was in Iraq. So it was just one of those situations where I was learning on the fly. I'm like, oh, that was a bad idea.
Yeah, it's a simple little mistake, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, the downtown is growing really nice. It was Stroll the busiest you've been so far?
Yes. Well, I would say it's probably our highest sales day, but to be honest with you, it wasn't. It was super busy nonstop, and we worked longer hours. It was a great day, but in the same token, we had a really good turnout for our grand opening when it was just us. So it was weird. Like, it was weird to kind of see how it all went down. I enjoyed Stroll on State just because of the amount of people I had to hire. I think we hired 5 people because one of the biggest things down here is theft. We actually lost a couple items through that, but they were minor items, luckily. So,
just people walking through and grabbing.
Yeah, we lost like a bracelet and I think like a candle. So we lost, which was not bad. Yeah. What I tell you, like that was. I guess one lady lost like $1,000 in 2019 worth of stuff. So. Like that wasn't, we got lucky, but I had like I forgot that I had my alarm to move my car.
You wanna turn?
Yeah, let me do that. Let me see if my wife can move my car right quick. Are you able to move my car right quick?
Is that for 2-hour parking or something?
3 where I'm at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good. We can just cut this part if you want to take care of that.
I'm gonna have my wife go move it.
No problem.
Then I'll be here for the rest of the day because it'll be after 5. I'm sorry, thank you.
Hello. Sure you don't want to pop in for a minute?
Oh, I am positive.
Sorry about that, fellas.
Oh, you're fine.
That's all right.
Yeah, down here, we paid for her to have parking down here. She uses that a lot. But originally when we opened, I was still working at Verizon, so I was like, I no point of me paying, but I just keep alarm to go move my car every 3 hours. So.
You were talking about like kind of some theft.
Yeah, so we got lucky. I think it was just a candle and bracelet, so it didn't really cost us that much money. I had a lot of staff in here. I had 5 extra people, so it was just like we had a whole game plan. We also had another vendor in here, and her fiance were in here. So they were just between her and her friends, everybody. We just had a lot of people, eyes everywhere, you know, because she was set up back here getting off cocoa bombs and stuff like that. And like I had my mom here. She was like watching, make sure nobody took them to the bathroom. I was like hovering everywhere, and my wife was at the register, and my other my godmom was here. She was around at the front. Like we just had enough people and then we cut off the dressing room, and we had like one customer upset about that, but we're like, it's just. I mean, we probably had 400 or 500 people come in the store that day, so like we're just not gonna have that situation going. That'd be our game plan moving forward, to always cut the dressing room. It was a great idea. Originally, that wasn't a plan. I think like that Thursday, we're like, yeah, let's just not even make it a thing where nobody can be in that situation and steal anything.
Yeah, that's got to be like where people steal the most.
Yeah, I would assume so, because they all coming in here in bags and stuff like that. So. You go in there and throw something in your bag, and we don't have like a Walmart system up front, you know what I mean? So yeah, exactly. So it's just like, okay, that's just a smart idea. Like it was like really only like one person. Well, I can't try, and I'm like,
come back another day.
Like see you Tuesday. I don't know. Like I gotta be mindful of my what's going on. We got the cameras everywhere, so we paying attention to things like that, but. Yeah, we got lucky. That was pretty much it. 2 items, so a candle and a bracelet. So
yeah, it's impossible to prevent entirely.
Yeah, agreed.
We have a good situation at the vape shop because we have the glass display cases and then everything else behind the counter. But still, we'll get stuff stolen here and there. We just had a guy. We handed him a vape to check out, and he just took it and ran.
Oh wow!
Ran.
And literally bolted out the door.
Come on, guy.
What kind of makes it more difficult too is anybody can get away with wearing a mask anytime now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Though a mask on you don't even know.
Thing to do,
And our manager
doesn't help out in a theft situation.
Our manager was behind the counter there, and dude just like bolted as fast as you can possibly go, and he just. Like looked real slow after him. Like I'm not gonna chase you.
No, not.
It was like a $30-$40 pen. It wasn't the end of the world.
We get lucky because our front door is so big that and then most people forget you gotta push it, and they pull it, and it's always a situation like that where like so if you tried to run, I'd be able to catch you because it's just too much to get to that door. Yeah, they're like too many people like I don't know which way. I'm like you pulled it to open. You remember to push it to get out of here. So yeah, we got lucky that door is so big and there's just a lot going on up there.
Theft prevention right there at the door.
And then we got the one camera right dead on you, so to be able to get good pictures of you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So open space model. I just when I decided down the line if I decide to open another store, I'm gonna keep kind of that model. I just like the way I can see the whole control of the situation. I'm pretty sure the way one of those got stolen was where we had the bracelet at. Very easy for somebody to just take it off and throw it in their pocket. Very easy. And so I think at one point we took them all and put them in behind the display thing where you had to open it up. We had to open it up for you to get in there. So yeah, it's just something we learning. Just
can't make it too easy.
No, it's just something we learning to pay attention to and stuff like that.
So we've never had a business or anything downtown, but obviously the crowd down here is different than, everywhere else in Rockford. You got a lot of walk-ins, I assume.
No, our walk-ins are probably were the lower ends of our business. When we have events, of course, the walk-ins increase because of that.
Market,
yeah, correct. Actually, we didn't do well from City Market because we started a little later in the year. And they blocked off our street. So I think we all said, so I'm new kid on the block, but next year we're gonna petition that they don't block the streets off no more. So we lost a lot of that crowd because people would be parked everywhere and they'd be coming across, but they would park all on this side of the thing, so we would lose that. And the only way we would get it, we had to stay open later because people would leave there and then go to like the bars down the street or something like that, and that's how we would get people walking by or whatever. So that was something that businesses, a couple of businesses on this side of it talked about petitioning so they won't shut the street down. But walk-ins, man, only our best day walk-in wise is always gonna be Saturday for some reason. It's just it's stuff be down here, people come and they checking out and they're not as rushed. Walk-ins, the business would be definitely huge if we had the level of walk-ins as we had online. Of course, that's not going to be plausible, but no, walk-ins is something we just, if it happens, it happens. We don't try to live off of that. A lot of how we get people in here is our online orders because we do in-store pickup. So typically what happens is people order something online. They decide that they want to come check the store out. They come in, they buy something else on top of picking their stuff up. That's been our motto to get people in here.
Yeah, get them in the door.
Exactly. They
Yeah.
come in, they bring a friend. A lot of people have done that. They go, oh, I'm going to go check. I'll order this because this is specifically what I want. Then I'm going to come in, check you out, bring my friend with me. We get a couple things on top of what we got. And that's kind of what has been a blessing to us, the in-store pickup. So, and it also saves people money, honestly, because they don't get things shipped. So they don't pay for shipping. So they just, I'm going to be on that side of town. I'll come through and make it a thing. So I always tell people when you want to come downtown and see the store, make it a thing. Don't just come to the store, come down and eat and then walk around the whole downtown. That's how I always tell people that when you want to come downtown and see the store. So
Yeah, make a night of it.
exactly. And that's what people do. They'll go and they just park over here or something, because you got 2 and 3 hour parking. They go to every store. And that's what happens on Saturdays. People come down here, get something to eat, and they just walking through each store. So,
So I noticed like the last year, I don't know if it's across the street or like on this block, there's usually someone out there. I think it's like a BLM related.
yeah, they're like, I think they call May 13 Alliance, I believe is what it's called.
Yep, May 30th.
May 30th. Okay.
They usually have like a radio. And I'm not exactly sure if they're talking or if they're just playing.
Both. Most of the time it's something they playing loud. They right on the sidewalks and stuff like that. They have their own thing. We've had some of the businesses have had some issues. We haven't. Between our neighbor that has the art gallery and our landlord who's above us, they've talked to him. They've actually talked to my wife and me. We have no issues. Our other neighbor, they've had issues with. So, not really sure of the agenda. We talked to a few people about them or whatever. Not really sure what their agenda is, as far as in like a concrete plan, but they over there. So,
As long as they're not disturbing you,
Yeah, they don't bother us. I would tell you, they wrote some things on the sidewalk that had some cursing. Never in front of our store though. It's not. They don't bother us. They leave us alone. They don't. We speak to them. We, how you doing, and just keep going from there. Like they've given us no issues. So like I said, some other businesses they've had issues with. So
I think it was more of a problem last year. It seemed with City Market. I don't know if you were around too much, but
we do have issues kind of with the City Market thing because it's like it's because there are some lies that have been spewed. Like they said there were no black vendors and stuff like that, and we were like in line for black vendors. So it was just like things like that I can't support lying. Mm-hmm. Now if there's issues, but I can't support lying. So they were saying that there was no black vendors. Whoever the kid was that they had told to say that, he was going around saying stuff like that. Not only was I standing in line with a black vendor, I know a guy that I went to school with. I don't know if you know, dude. Have you heard of Matt Simpson?
No.
Well, he does like a lot of community stuff. He's like partial owner of like the Hookah Lounge in McChesney Park or whatever, and he coordinates getting small businesses and vendors, specifically black and Latino, in City Market. So it was like 4 of his vendors down there. He helped get in there because he does a lot of work with the city. So yeah, it was just
kind of shits on his efforts to say that.
To say it's not that. And I personally know him. I went to high school with him. We have a long history and stuff like that. So he's a big supporter of my business. I try to go support his business and his stuff he's doing. So like, just lies is something I want to do. And then when somebody's at a bullhorn and there's children and older people out there and you're just screaming profanity, I'm going to have an issue with that because I have 3 kids that, I don't want them hearing stuff like that. So
it did seem better this year. I only went like once or twice.
They stayed in one spot. I think they were kind of like, there's an order of protection where they can't go through certain spots in there. So they just kind of sit on the edge. And I guess where they can stand at, it's very loud from like the compressors and stuff from some of the businesses that have the trucks. So you can't fully hear them unless you're real close to them. So yeah, we went I think 3 times, but we were so busy trying to get the store open at the time we didn't get to go as much as we know. Next year, I'll probably go much more. We'll probably close the store and go down there until it's closed.
Do you have any interest in having a tent down there?
No, not really.
Yeah, you're right here, right?
Yeah, with a storefront, it kind of takes away from me having to have like a lot of those spots where like someone asked about the mall, and I'm like, I got a storefront. I really don't have to have that level, you know, and I don't have like a specific product that I can just go, all right, well, this is all we got. We have so many things, so. No, I really have no interest of it. I don't.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would like to next year have tables outside. If have my designers, if they got new work or they want to just come down and just be outside and interact with people walking by, I would love to do that. The vendor we had here for Stroll, she did that before. It worked out a little bit, so. Because we have the gate in front of that, we're able to put those tables into a little bit of separation. So stuff like that. But yeah, as far as us being down there, that's not something in the plans or anything like that.
Do you know if you like need any kind of permits to do tables out there? Or can you just
I don't think we need to. I can double check with my landlord, but I don't think we need any permits to just be out in the front or whatever. So just because the way it's gated off, I think is a certain level. We got kind of lucky when it comes to that. The way he set it up. So they could do stuff like that before. So we was out there, no issues, nothing with the other vendor. But and it would probably be, like I said, it would probably be best for our designers to be out there, where they sitting out there if they got new products. They want to interact with the people more when it's a little, when it's warm outside. So that's definitely something we want to do. We got the space; it goes like all the way across. You can get like 2 or 3 tables out there, just sitting down, chilling. So maybe do like a tent type thing, something like that.
Do you want to talk about your designer, like who you're working with right now?
Yeah. So
you got 5, 6?
Yeah. So we have 3 clothing designers and 2 kind of vendors / accessories. So we deal with Donna V, who's brand new. I just made the announcement. That's what I was doing when y'all first got here. We just got him all situated and into the system. So Donna V's in here. He's actually a close friend. So I've been trying to get him in here for a while. We got like a nice little deal where we're gonna produce stuff for him. He gives us the designs. We're gonna be able to produce it for him. So I'm excited about that part of it because he has really unique designs that I love that I personally wear. So he's in here. We have Kelvin. He has the High and Mighty brand. So Kelvin's amazing. He's an artist. So Kelvin's a creator. Kelvin is, if you see, I don't know, we can't see that on the video, but you see it, that's Kelvin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's very creative, has skateboards, stuff like that. So Kelvin, his stuff is unique, it's different, So we have him in here. He's been in here maybe a little over a month. We got Inspire Life. Lexi, she's the creator of it. She's very young. She is very amazing. She's what I wish I was at 20. She is a go-getter. She's like a promotional speaker. She does a lot. She works hard. She was in here for Stroll, and man, she had this pitch. She sat over there by her product, and people would go, and she had this pitch, and it was so professional. At 20, I'm like, man, I was a knucklehead at 20, you know what I mean? And she's over there selling her brand. She sold out of hoodies and just doing her thing. So, and her line is very important because it talks about suicide prevention, mental health, things like that. So, Inspire Life. She's been with us for a while now, probably shortly after we opened. So, she's been with us for a while. Then we have Just Jen. She does the bracelets, and she has really unique designs with her. So she's fairly new. She's been here a few weeks now. Her bracelets, she makes some beautiful bracelets. They're all on our. We've just been able to get them all pictures of them and put them on our site. There was so many of them, but looks good on the site, so people can check that out. You download our app, you'll be able to see all our designer stuff. And then we got Jane's Flame. So she's the candles friend I've known since I was a knucklehead 20-year-old. So I've known her for years. She's like an older sister, and she started her line of candles. We love her candles. We got them at home. She does, people love her stuff. So she's new to the business world. A lot of our other designers have been around a little bit longer. So James Flynn she's kind of just new to just doing business. So we help her out a lot with that side of it whenever we can. So I'm always looking for new designers that match, this and that. I'm actually looking for somebody that's more local with the boutique stuff. That would help out a lot.
What's like your standards for a designer? Like what makes you decide?
So we care about how much you work. We now that we're getting more designers here, we can't just let everybody in here. We have to have how much do you want it for yourself? We like messages, so we like Inspire Life because there's a message behind it. She's got on the back of her shirts it has the suicide prevention hotline number on it. So we like messages. We like to see you really care. So if our vetting system would be like, hey, I got this brand. So okay, you got this brand. So I would ask you to come down. I meet with you, kind of check out, bring some articles. But how are you marketing yourself? Are you on Instagram? Are you on Facebook? Are you showing? Do you have a website? 9 times out of 10, most people don't have a website. That's one of those things that unless you have, I was lucky. I married a woman who could do all of that type of stuff. But a lot of people don't have a website off the bat. And that's fine. But are you marketing yourself on Facebook, Instagram? Or are you trying to sell? Do you care about what you're doing?
Right.
And so it's kind of like a vetting system. It's case by case. We've had some failed business deals with people who didn't really want to do everything. We require that you bring the inventory and you let us know, give us descriptions, because when we add you to the site and the store, we want everything tagged correctly and done correctly so you like it. We let the designer set their own price. We have no control of that. If they don't want to do a Black Friday deal, we don't do a Black Friday deal. That's just how it works. With that, they determine. It is the way our system, I can announce that, is a split. So we typically start off with a 3-month contract. After 3 months, we decide if we want you to stay or not. I think next month is when we have that first meeting with somebody about how we want to proceed. But we decide if we want you to stay or not and go from there. If you stay, you even get a bigger cut of your sales than you were before. So we don't want things to be ironclad. We didn't want a rent model. We didn't want nobody being mad at us, I should say, because they hear and they got to pay rent, but they're not making sales. So we wanted you to benefit off of your hard work and sales. So when people come in and buy, or if you market it online and get people down here, that's how we wanted to do it for our designers. So
as far as, if I can ask, getting them paid out, are they paying for just a spot here? Or is it consignment?
So whatever they sell, we do a sheet and then we pay them off every Monday. Every Monday, that's part of the deal. We look at all the sales for the week. What did you sell? Send you your percentage and go from there.
Okay. So you're not buying all this stuff wholesale?
No, we didn't want to. We are, in our contract, we are responsible for any theft. We are responsible for any damage. We have insurance on the place, so that's obviously a thing. But no, that's all there is. If they come and say, hey, I want to take a few of my items, whatever, fine. It's not a problem. We just make sure the inventory is right. Pictures let you know that you took your stuff and go from there. Yeah, that we keep it. We wanted it to be lenient. We just wanted to make sure there was a solid contract, just so there was no hearsay or, oh, well, you said, no, I didn't say that. So we wanted it all on paper and this and like that.
That's a good way to do it.
It just gets rid of all the crazy stuff, and it protects them as well as protect. In the clause, it says we can terminate it if we feel it's against it, and they can terminate it if they feel like they want to be done with it too.
Yeah.
So it's not a thing where, no, that's why, like I said, I didn't want to do rent because I just didn't want nobody to be like, well, dang, I ain't had sales, but I got to still pay this amount of money every week or every month or whatever. So I didn't like that concept. I want them to be able to control. The goal is to get everybody to all benefit. Your product here, you want to send people down to the store. You want to send them to the website. You want to sell your product. You have multiple platforms. We don't care if you got your own website. We don't care if you sell it on your own. That has nothing to do with this. It's just the way we do it through the store. So as I tell every designer that come in, you can go across the street and sell any of your product that we don't got. We don't care. It doesn't bother us about how you want to deal with your created product. So.
Yeah, and the better they do, the better you do.
Absolutely.
Even if they're selling it on the side, it still gets the brand out.
Exactly. We all benefit from it. So with our newest designer, he wants to do exclusively certain items from the store. I love that idea.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a Danétrik's only exclusive. He still sells on the side, does his own thing, but he still can do, and that's what we tell with the other ones too. Whatever you exclusively want to do, that's what you want to do. So,
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Absolutely.
What plans do you have for the future as far as obviously probably adding some more designers, expand the website, more locations?
We want to really get this app out here. As far as in the store, just keeping things fresh. I would like to keep things fresh. I never done well with spring selling, so I would like to actually hit that on my own with our spring lineup. I want to be able to get some time where when it gets slower in January for retail and February and stuff like that, I want to be able to make some of our own designs that's prepping for spring. I've always did well in fall and winter with hoodies and stuff like that, but I want to be able to have a good spring and summer, so I want to be able to create something with that. Now our boutique stuff, it does its thing. Now things have changed, so we got our own design. They're gonna do their own thing that'll help the store. But as far as in our own brands, I do want to kind of dab into that more in springtime. Find a nice shirt that blows up or something like that. So, like I said, the app growth. We do have plans to open up other businesses. I don't know if my wife wants me to talk about that much, but
Different businesses?
Yeah. It's all gonna fall under OD Brands Corporation. I'm an S Corp, so that's always how I wanted to do it because I always knew that I was gonna dib in. Me and my wife are both eclectic. We like a lot of different things. So who knew that we would be able to get this going the way we got it? So
What were you saying your dad did for business?
So my dad's a mechanic. So he's a mechanic, and he also owns a car dealership. So, and my stepmom, so technically they own that business together. They own a boutique. So they have a boutique, actual boutique. They don't do any. Well, I think they do a little pressing, but mostly it's women's boutique clothing. I think they dominate on the women's boutique clothing when it's just a store full of that. So
Is that around here?
No, my dad's in Arkansas. So yep. So when I need to talk and spit ideas, that's who I call about that. If it ain't my wife, or if our landlord's a mentor for us too. So if we have any questions, we always reach out to him too. So yeah, it's pretty cool to have that type of people around you. You know how it is. Just to talk. Kind of get things off your chest, figure out what's the best model, because in the beginning when we couldn't get designers in here, that stressed me out. I couldn't understand why wouldn't nobody want to benefit from that, but now it's starting to roll. I mean, we've signed pretty much four people in the last month, so I mean it's rolling now.
Probably no shortage of that.
Yeah, and I think it's going to keep continuing to grow that way because once people see okay this and that. I think the vetting system will get a little tougher because you have to have a range of products for us too. I don't want you just having one shirt. It has to be a brand. I don't want just one shirt. You got to have all right, this is all I've done. This is what we do.
Right.
So it's not no diss to anybody, and that we have. That's why we have the custom printing. You can grow your brand. You can come through us, print it out, and then once you get big enough, hey, let's create a spot for you here. So.
Is there an item you want to sell? Obviously you guys is more shirts and hoodies. Do you ever want to branch out and other stuff or focus on?
I want to eventually get to the point where I started my jogger line, but it's pretty much all custom at this point. I would like to keep growing that. The jogger line is something that I myself personally enjoy. It's on demand, but we do right now. It's not an in stock item. I eventually get to the point where it's doing so well that I can stock it in store. I do like the custom model of it though. What us having the dressing room when people get here, they're able to try things on. So I love the fact we got a store because a lot of times what stopped people before was we're only online. So especially with boutique items, women typically want to come in and they want to try things on. So if you get something that doesn't fit right, we're cool. Come down to the store, exchange it out, get a refund, or whatever. And that's why it helps with the store. But yeah, getting back to your question, yes, I would like to extend the jogger brand. I would eventually like to get back into hats once I'm able to get that embroidery part done and get that squared away. So yeah, the men's side of things is slowly but surely. The women's side is growth. We got big plans on continuing to grow that part. That's done well for us, but
I imagine that's just like an industry thing overall. Is that women are a little bit more into fashion, more like
absolutely. A lot of our returning customers are just women. I mean, we have the hoodies in store. You can customize. You can come in store and get a custom item made. I can do an invoice right through our system. So you can do for a guy. He has those options. But when it comes, honestly, walking through that door, that walk-in is mostly women who, all right, I see this cute top. Try it on, it fits. Let's get it.
Yeah.
And that's just really what it is when it comes to that. That's why we will dominate on making sure that stuff's here.
I could say personally, I shop for clothes like maybe once a year. Usually, I'm wearing what my mom buys me.
Hey,
Still for Christmas.
I'm just the time of year I'm just wearing hoodies and joggers.
Yeah.
I really even like getting dressed. And my wife, we want to go on a date. I'll put a button on shirt. These shirts I've had for 5-6 years. Like I'll put a button on a hoodie. I go through hoodies. I get 30 hoodies a year, especially now I can make them to my liking. So. Yeah, hoodies always, and I spend a lot of money on making sure I got a ton of hoodies. So that's just my style, like you said. You know, when we come to work, we lay back. I got the jogger. That's why the joggers are sudden. Like I wanted to be like for business owners. Hey, and we got women's cut joggers. So like, hey, if you just at your business and moving around, unless you had a special event, comfortable. You know.
Yeah, be comfortable. You can go out.
Yeah, he changed. Put some jeans on. I hate putting jeans on. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta iron these pants. The joggers, I got enough set of those. I just, hey, one per day. I just get them, put them on, and go from there. So, yeah, that'd be down the line. I mean, I want to be able to stock them and have them in here, stuff like that. Right now, it's just a custom item. You can get them the way you want. They'll be done. People like all the different color options and stuff like that. I want it to be where I already have those color options sitting in stores. So that's the next goal for that.
Any custom shoe designers that you know of?
Down the line, it's something we want to talk to.
That'd be cool.
That would be. We've had a couple calls about that. This is one guy who does. What does he do? He restores them. So I think that would be something that would be pretty cool. Like he gets them for dirt cheap, restores them to brand new, sells them.
Wow.
So I thought about doing something with him where he would be one of the designers in here. As far as my own brand, the expenses on that, oh god.
Right, that's kind of.
Because you can't really press. Well, you can, but my understanding from people who've done this longer and dealt with more detailed machines like embroidery and stuff like that, it has to be made in the fabric. So I don't want to really get caught in a situation where it'd be down the line.
Yeah.
It'd be like a
But don't bite
5 year.
off more than you make a
Yeah,
shoe,
exactly. Because
like,
when I make
how the hell do you make a shoe?
Right.
You know.
When you invest, you want I want to be able. At that point, I want to be like, all right, here's $500,000, whatever it's gonna take to get it rolling.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then you put out, your couple main kicks or however it breaks down, whatever.
Steve Jobs' book, if you haven't read it, no, not Steve Jobs. Phil Knight, Shoe Dog, great book to read. I read a lot of entrepreneur books. Shoe Dog would be a good. If you really was into shoes, that's the best book to read. Took him, I don't know, 20, 30 years before he got to where he is now.
What's his brand?
Nike.
Oh, okay.
Nike, Phil Knight.
Phil Knight, okay.
So he started off selling for another company back in the 60s, and then he learned from them after like 10 years, and he went across the seas. A lot of shoes are made in the Asian countries, and he found plants, and it took years for him to. When he went public, that's when he became the multi-billionaire he is now today. When he went public, because the company was good, but when you're not public, a lot of the dollars you don't see,
Right.
he was still living a mild life, but when he went public, he goes from this to billions upon billions, you know?
Everything changes.
Yeah, because he had endorsements, but he wasn't where he is today. Like he was, he's still living middle-class life, even though he had a multi-million-dollar company, he was living a middle-class life because, you don't get the pay, but when he went public, that's when, okay, no worries. I don't have to go to work no more. Billions of dollars worth, the company. So it's interesting because, it really took him. He started the company in the 60s, it wasn't until like the mid 80s, early 80s before he became that billionaire. So he put those years in. Like,
definitely takes a couple decades.
Right. Just the
Millions,
process. And none of
billions.
this is quick stuff. Like, I like the process part though. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not looking. I want to be a billionaire, but I know that's gonna take years to get to.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking to be a billionaire tomorrow. I'm looking to, step by step. Each
Yeah.
company that I build, I grow, I care, I extend.
You have to enjoy the climb.
A lot of people don't. A lot of people see, oh, you got a store now. Oh, you got this, and then you're like, dude, you know how much work we have to do.
Yeah.
You know how it is, bro.
Yeah.
You said you started off 7 days
Yeah.
doing this, doing that until the company was able to do it. Your next step is your next step.
Mm-hmm.
Once the company can pay us, then I gotta work. My next step will be, all right, reinvest into this because I want to do this and I want to do that. It'll be a while before I really reap the benefits because I'm gonna keep taking the money, reinvesting in things that I wanted to do anyway. So.
Yeah, personally, I would love to win the lottery and have 500 million. But truthfully, I don't dream about that. That's not even something that I truly want. I do want to build it myself and learn from the climb and
Agreed.
suffer and
And because you build a lot of skill through years of doing this stuff. You just figuring things out. You understand. So the next store I open, it's gonna be much easier because I know the process. It'll probably be more efficient. Just the things we're learning now, which is there was a time I told y'all about 40 shirts a day I can do now. I mean, there was a time that we didn't know none of that stuff, and man, I was lucky to get 10 done in a day. You know what I mean? Because it was scary. I didn't know what I was doing. If I messed this shirt up, I'm gonna lose money.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I mess shirt, I'm like, oh god, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get it in the next shipment and get it done. That's what you get to because I know, oh dang, you made this mistake. You shouldn't have done that. So. But now I know how to order and corporate accounts and all of that. It doesn't cost nearly as much to get that and this and that. And you know how long it takes to come back. So, it's work, progress, figuring it out. So,
Yeah, I do love hearing success stories and like you're saying, like the Phil Knight story or obviously Gates or Bezos and learning about that and seeing that it really is
It's
possible.
very real.
Yeah, very real.
y'all know it's hard work. Just
Yeah, and a lot of people want to talk about like generational wealth, which is a thing, where it gets passed on. But a lot of billionaires today were
first time.
Yeah.
Most
First time.
millionaires today were not born.
Yep,
millionaires.
first time because one thing I get so scared about our kids is that because by the time they're grown, if everything goes to plan and the way we're working hard, we'll be millionaires if we keep the grind the way we at. The thing about it is, you worry about your kids because it's if that's the case, if everything's blessed us like that, they don't have the struggle that we went through to get to where we got.
That's a very common issue.
And
with-
it is across the board.
with children.
Phil's nice kids, he talked about them briefly in his book, and that was one of the things that he had issues with and stuff like that. Just
Affluence is not always the best for.
like you're
the
doing everything to
upbringing.
hand it to your kids, but that's not even the right
No.
answer. You shouldn't necessarily do that.
Walmart was lucky that their dad, he passed, gave it to the kids, and the kids were even probably more aggressive.
Yeah.
I read a lot of his story, and it was just like Sam Walton. His kids were he had 3 kids, 3 or 4 kids, I believe. 2 of them were and that they're multi-billionaire. They took the business by storm. One of them said, give me my payout and I'll just go live my life. I don't want to be involved. She's worth a lot of money, obviously, because she still owns stocks. But yeah, I mean, they got lucky. 2 of the 3 or 4 kids were yeah, we all in on the company. They made the value of the company go up. So
I'm sure that's from
Yeah, nothing would grind my gears like being 80 years old and watching your kids squander
Just-
crap on this multi-million-dollar business that you slaved away half your life.
30, 40
Yeah.
years, and then
And watching them just biff.
we're closing the doors. What?
Yeah. And a lot of that is just going to be how they were raised, I don't know how he was as a parent, but I imagine that he didn't just hand everything to them.
Nope. I'm sure us, we run and joke with our kids is we plan on being rich. We don't know about y'all. You know what I mean? But I heard that from that Kevin guy from y'all watch Shark Tank?
Yeah.
The Kevin guy, we went to a convention 2 years ago, and he was there, and he told him, he said, my kid, my son, he said, I pay, obviously, we're parents, we're going to pay for school, all of that. His son went to school to be an engineer, whatever, and I guess they went on a trip. And he was in first class, and the son was in coach, and he was like, "Why?" He's worth, and Kevin's worth what, 8.4 billion or something like that. And he was like, "Cause I'm rich and you not. Like, I didn't get here to just give you my money." So that when we heard that, we were like, "Yeah, you know what I mean." And our kids, they help when we not the grand, the soft opening when we were getting ready to open. They helped us, man. Dusty, cleaning the place. They were good. Our oldest child, our daughter, she can come down here, she'll tag things out, whatever. She's 13, so she'll come down here and she'll tag things out. The boys at this point still can be more hindrance than help, but we just make our kids kind of, see that, the grind, when we come down here, we're at work, this is what it is. If you want to help.
Yeah.
Go clean the bathroom, do something like that. And my son, he's lucky to go down with my dad during the summertime, and my dad makes him work the whole day, at his shop, which is tough because I ain't even want to do that.
Yeah.
I didn't get that mechanic gene that my dad and grandfather had. I'm pretty sure my son, he's more hands-on, but it's a situation where you just watch with your kids. Like I said, most millionaires are first-time millionaires because they built it from nothing. So.
Absolutely.
It's kind of why I like capitalism.
Yeah, same, man. You said something
Still
on
the best
Facebook the other day. You said something about your path to equality is economic.
Yes, always has been.
And I love that.
I the way I describe it is because it's kind of talking about what we were talking about earlier about the people across the street, the May 30th Alliance crew. I feel like in the 60s and 70s, we did a lot, especially for black folks, we did a lot of protesting and things of that nature and bringing awareness. I think we're just past that now. We have the opportunity, as generations are passing, we're getting smarter. I'm a history guy, so we didn't get our first black billionaire until 2000. Bob Johnson, who was the owner of BET. He was the guy that created BET. He also just happens to be my great uncle. He's my mom's real dad married his sister. So he was my great uncle. So, I've spoke to him when my grandfather died, he paid for all the funeral arrangements. So I spoke to him on a conference briefly before or whatever, but he owned the Bobcats and he owned BET or whatever. So he's worth I guess a few billion. I don't know, 3, 4, So we only the first black billionaire was in 2000, and so and of course there's many more after that now. So it's there. Time is showing that we're getting smarter, we're getting the material, we're getting the information. So my thing has always been to me being a billionaire has nothing to do with stuff. Me being a billionaire is to help people. So if I'm a billionaire, that means that I've created companies that can help a lot of people around me to grow the economy.
Way more than $1 billion of opportunity.
You see what I'm saying? I can reach back out to my community that I'm from the west side of Rockford, and I can go, hey, this community center, let me open this business here. Let me create jobs for this person, that person. The people who are in that area will benefit because they're in that area. So that's how I've always looked at things. And, it's ruffle some feathers because I also don't believe in only working with people that look like me. I believe in working with everyone. It just so happens that it will benefit me because I am a black man. You know what I mean? But I don't mean, I don't work with you because you're white or you're Hispanic or what. No, I'm diverse. That's how my wife's white. So I'm just not built like that. And it does directly. Like my son, because we have a blended family, the middle child of ours, he's fully black from my previous marriage. So everything is about us educating, building businesses, growing, creating economy, giving back. We have one of our shirts. It's a foundation shirt to the Tommy Coral Foundation. Every time we make a sale, we send that money every Monday. The portion of the proceeds over to that foundation. That's what we're doing. It's all about giving back when we can. So,
yeah, I think I think a lot of inequality comes from class and financial driven.
Agreed.
Like you're saying, of course, it was always been an issue, and there will always be some racial issue. but it's fixable now, and that's
we have the opportunity. We really do. We got to be willing to learn and work. That's just what it is. A lot of people like, well, doors are closed. I disagree now. I've been downtown, and the love I've been shown from people that don't look like me has been great. So I cannot sit here and say, oh, well, all these doors closed. I'm not saying it don't ever happen. I'm sure it's happened to me, and I was naive and didn't pay attention to it. Right. But I also believe in the theory of I don't want to be where I'm unwanted. So I'm never going to be like, oh, well, this person, I'm upset. Like, no, I just go a different route. That's just how I've always lived life when it comes to that. So,
any advice for young designers, business owners?
Keep fighting. There was a point where none of this would have happened if I think once COVID hit, I went into a really dark place. There was a point where I just didn't want to do any of this stuff no more. I was doing a podcast, I was doing the shirts and everything, and I hadn't had sales for like a month or so from like the shirts, the hoodies, because like I said, in the springtime, my sales down. Now that I have a whole different motto and all that, springtime I'm gonna be all right, just because we did really well with the boutique stuff in the spring, period. But there was a time when I just was like, I don't want to do this anymore, and things might be low, you might not get sales week, like just keep grinding. Best advice would be from Gary Vee, like don't be afraid to put yourself out there. I don't know if anybody know about Gary Vaynerchuk, but dude's amazing. He was the reason why I post so much. He's the reason why I am not afraid to have a one like post or something like that, because I'm putting myself out there. And it just sits in the internet. I mean, we would get orders, things. I started like really tracking things. I'll make a post, right? 2 weeks later, somebody will pop the post up. And I would get like 6 shirt sales off of that post. Mm-hmm. So because I just put it out there, it didn't go, it was an instant gratification. Yep. And then all of a sudden I'm like making 6, 7 shirts from that one post. So like I just put it out there, I let people know. And I guess I've been more inspiring lately to people, because like people will message me, people will see me like, thank you for showing me. And I started my thing because I saw y'all from nothing. I saw you come from scratch, and now you got this going. So it's just keep going. People are looking when you don't think they're looking. People are watching when you don't think they're watching. Like it's just keep going. Just keep putting out the material. Everybody started from nothing. I mean, Gary Vee talked about it when he was like one of the first on YouTube with a show, and he was like, man, I had like 2 people watching my stuff, and now he's worth $60 million and got all this network, because years. But it took him 20 years to get there. Mm-hmm. But if you really want to, I say just value the process, enjoy the process. When we had those big selling days and I made the most money I ever made in my life, it was cool. It was cool. Thank you for the blessing. But really, I enjoyed the process of getting there more than I enjoyed that day. It's like gratification in that moment, but it's not. It's the stuff. Now, when I go through my memories and I see where I started from, that stuff makes me feel that. Where I started from to where I'm today, that makes me feel well.
Yeah, yep. And what you said about the instant gratification is very true. A lot of people are looking for that direct result. It's like, no, sometimes you have to throw a lot of shit at the wall and see what sticks. Sometimes
you
have to put a lot of
shit
content
at the wall like you wouldn't believe.
Yep.
And y'all understand, as you're building your show, hey, y'all just keep making it. All it's gonna take is just like the right person to share, or the right person to see it, and then boom, y'all gonna have endorsement deals and all that. It's just consistency. I did a podcast. The only reason why I did over 200 episodes, and I stopped not because I wasn't getting the buzz. I stopped, but just because of the time of this other stuff. I think I can't do a daily show anymore, but maybe down the line I would do once a week, once a month type show or something like that. And COVID kind of took that out because, it was just one of those. It was one of those strange things. But COVID taught me a lot of lessons, though. It really did. In the moment, didn't seem like it, but now it's like we created so many avenues of our business that was based off of COVID. So, because the point of opening up a store coming off COVID like that, a lot of people was like, "Are y'all crazy?" You know what I mean? And you know what? We didn't doubt it. We didn't doubt it. We knew that we were gonna need more than just the walk-in traffic. We knew we were gonna have a whole set model to get it done right. So,
and if you can make it through the COVID era, you can make it through anything.
I think I always say if you can survive in Illinois, you can survive anywhere.
Yeah.
With $29 taxes and the bad weather, you know, we got some of the crime, which, you know, I don't focus too much on crime because that's anywhere you go. But yeah, if you can survive in Illinois, you can survive everywhere.
Our buddy says running through mud.
Yeah,
through mud.
Man, it's gonna be tough. I say people when they want to move other places, you better have a work ethic. Because no matter where you go, I actually, my aunt is in town and she stays in Atlanta. And everybody talks about going to Atlanta. She said, man, you better be able to have like some high earning power. She says, you better at least make 60 grand when you're there. At least. Because the way it costs, they got houses, 2-bedroom, $500,000. Like, just... It's like you better be able to. You don't come down there just thinking, "Oh, it's Atlanta." No, you better come in there with a degree, a business model, or something. Because even like people like 1 bedrooms, $1,300 a month and stuff. She's like you better have your life set before you just come down there thinking, "Oh, it's Atlanta. It's better than Rockford."
Yeah.
So it's
glitters isn't gold.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
And that's a lot of it right there. That used to be my favorite saying. It used to be my favorite saying for real.
It covers a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was a really good conversation.
Appreciate you.
Learned a lot about you, the business. Got some good insights.
Appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all having me on the show. This was fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. You got some really cool stuff going on.
Appreciate it.
I like where your headspace is at. With a lot of
You
stuff,
do have an
man.
inspiring mindset.
I try to be. I was after my divorce, I got in a dark place. And I was able to fight out of that. And since the end of 2018, I've just been trying to be positive and shoot straight up. I got divorced in 2014. And from 2014 to 2018, life was a little crazy and weird. And then, I back against the wall. And I fought. And then things have just been, you be positive. And you take better care of people around you. And boom, life just kind of happens. I mean, I tell people just in 2018, I was staying with my mom over 30. So there you go. You know what I mean? Like things could change
Ups and downs.
with the hard work. If you care, I worked my butt off, got a lot of debt that allowed me to save money and invest. And that's where I'm at today. And that's just because I had a plan and I got there and I got lucky. We say luck is when preparation and something cross or whatever, and that's what it is. I just
make your own luck.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we walked by this place and it was like, nah, we can't afford this, and here we are. So we made it work, so.
It's a great spot, great business, man.
Yeah.
Can't wait to do a follow-up with you.
Absolutely, bro. Maybe next time. Do y'all got a studio?
We do have a studio. Yeah.
Okay. Well, next time maybe
nice.
I'll come check out your studio or whatever. I definitely, as we talked about, maybe a commercial out online or something like that. So
we won't be stopping anytime soon. That's for sure.
hey, look, I'm supporting it. I think I went and liked your page, so I'll be sharing as much as I see, and I'm gonna follow where I can see. I'll make it a favorite where I can see you when you post your stuff. Tag me too. I don't have a problem with that.
Absolutely.
Like I'm with that. And I like to share. I like to see other people grow. That's my gratification. It's not stuff for me. It's seeing other people grow and do their thing too. So.
Yep. Totally agree.
It's different facets of progress for sure.
Yeah. A lot of people was like, "Oh, well, is it the?" I was like, "No, it's not really the money because." I mean, at a certain point earlier, it's just, you can make money, blah, blah, blah. It's really just who did I help? Who did I help today? What did I grow? How did I grow myself? Those type of things matter more. I'm a simple guy. I wear joggers and hoodies all the time. My outfit, this whole outfit, maybe, I don't know, $70. I'm cheap with my shoes. I don't spend a lot on that type of stuff. None of that matters. I don't care about cars that much. Not yet. I know when I get to a certain point in my net worth, I'll probably get a higher grade car. But I'm okay where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So
just trying to make the world a better place.
That's really what it is. So.
Love it, man.
All right.
Thank you for sitting down with us.
Thank
It's
you.
awesome. All right, we'll follow up soon.
All right, that works.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.